What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy Kenny, man. I'm back one time for you, man. Excuse the noise in the background. That's my fucking air conditioner blowing. Um, my people. So Joe Biden did his presidential thing yesterday. Uh, um, Talking to the American people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Had Congress and the House, everybody there, Senate, and of course the Republicans sent out a coon to do dirty work for white supremacy. See, and listen, I wanted to make this very, very clear to people about what white supremacy looks like. Okay? They sent a black man, the only black senator. Well, he's not the only black senator now, but it's one more black senator. They sent out the one black senator to come out and buck dance and coon. So, for some odd reason, listen, I don't even give a fuck if he's talking to the Republican Trump white supremacist base or conservative people. I don't give a fuck he talking about those people. For this man to get up there and basically try to tell other black people racism, we don't live in a racist country. Listen, it's just like who was that? I think it was Whoopi Goldberg, because she had to go off on Meghan McCain and shit. Not go off on, but she didn't directly go at her, but you can tell she was talking about people like Meghan McCain, because she said some ridiculous and so out of pocket and so just like a fucking millennium uh person to react. She a reaction to shit that, like, she's addicted to the internet. But the problem is, if you don't want to acknowledge that America is a racist country, that's fine and dandy to me. Okay, that's okay, that's fine. You want to live in a different reality, or pretend you live in a different reality where this shit doesn't exist and America's not as racist as you think, or racist or whatever. Just acknowledge that we do have racist problems in America, and we do live under systemic racism ideology and laws, and we live under laws and constitutions that was built on white supremacy, and we still living under those same white supremacy laws and constitutions. That is just a fact. You don't get to just rewrite history or ignore what is going on, what is actually reality in this country, because you made it from the bottom and now you at the top. You at the top of your game, Tim Scott, and nothing wrong with that. Peace and love to you. I am happy for you. I am glad that you made it from the bottom and made it to the top. I'm happy for you. But you do not get to get on a platform and get on national TV and tell black people that racism, America is not racist, or we don't live under a white supremacist system, or systemic racism, or systemic racism doesn't exist. We live under systemic racism systems in the country. I don't understand why you are so hell bent. What up, OG? I don't know why this dude and black people like him that ride with conservative people are trying to be so convincing of racism doesn't exist and talking white supremacy talking points. You won't even recognize racism, dude. Why would I even listen to you or your party when you won't even acknowledge black people pain in this country and how we feel? Why would I vote for something like that? Why would I listen to you? You're talking to, and then and then this dude had a nerve to get out there and talk about how we should not be telling white kids about racism because that's going to make them feel guilty. What about the black kids that have their parents have to sit down to them and have talks with them about even interacting with police officers, mainly white police officers? Black parents got to sit down and talk to their kids about the fucking racist race soldiers out here, but you don't want to tell these white kids, don't be a fucking racist. That is the wrong thing to do. Being racist or discriminating against somebody else is wrong. You don't want to have those you don't want white kids that white parents to have them conversations with their own fucking kids, and they teaching their kids how to hate. It's okay for some of these white people to teach some of these white parents to teach their fucking white kids how to fucking hate other people that don't look like them, or somebody's gay or something like that. You okay with that dumb shit? Because that's what it seems to me. And this whole notion that white people are victims now because they getting called out on their bullshit, and we ain't in the era to keep just turning a blind eye to shit because of these motherfuckers. Listen, you can call it wokeness, you can call it whatever. I'm glad people woke the fuck up to this nonsense bullshit white supremacist system in America that been oppressing black people and other minorities and other groups of people because they're different or their skin is different. Or somebody who they have somebody having sex with the same sex, you get to discriminate against them. I'm sick of this shit. Tim Scott is a fucking sellout. He's a coon. He's a buck dancing buffoon. And to Meghan McCain, bitch, you of course you was gonna side with that fucking sellout. You and your husband every day, his motherfucker got a little show now, every day come out and say the same dumbass white supremacist talking points from the conservative side every day. And then she's talking about every time from the conservative person in daytime. Listen to me, Meghan McCain, you ain't that important. Your party is not even that fucking important. Other than that, you want to oppress the lower class people and brown and black people, and use brown and black people as token Negroes and token minorities in this country to speak your white supremacy. Tim Scott was an embarrassment yesterday. And I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm always highly fucking offended. Meghan McCain seemed like she was so highly offended today because motherfuckers on Twitter called him a fucking sellout. And listen, just like Whoopi Goldberg said, and I don't agree on Whoopi Goldberg because she be tap dancing her damn self. Listen to, but she have her time where she on point. Listen to me. You live in a universe of you live through Twitter and social media. This is the real reason I don't be on social media, because I don't want people to cloud my judgment about reality. Because everybody lives in their own different fucking reality sometimes, and some people just live in non-fucking reality of the truth and facts. And so this bitch is out here getting mad at Twitter world or whatever the fuck you talking about. Like Whoopi Goldberg said, you don't know if they black or white calling him them things, and they probably shouldn't call him them things. But who the fuck cares? I'm gonna call him a sellout, and you know what I look like and sound like, Meghan McCain. I'm calling him a coon, and if you think that's a racist slur, you so offended by that shit. You should be offended by fucking Tucker Carlson is on fucking national TV telling white conservative people that the no masters, the people that side with your side, Meghan McCain, telling people to go out. They see people with masks on, children with masks on. You could call protective service on the fucking parents. You worrying about black people or whoever the fuck called him a sellout or a coon or racial slur, but you ain't worrying about the effects. If say this is a black family and their kids out there in this so-called conservative white racist piece of shit call the police on this black family or black person and basically make up lies and shit, and have these police, you know, they reckless and they don't give a fuck about black people, and they approach this family and just start doing some shit, abuse them or maybe kill them. You ain't worrying about none of that. You ain't get that upset at Tucker Carlson. Did you know why? Because he's a conservative and you believe in that nonsense race and shit. You every day this woman gets on a national platform and pretends that she's some fucking victim, or the conservative people are some type of fucking victim. Y'all had 4 years of nonsense. You had all the power in the world and did nothing. You ramped that up. You talking about Joe Biden, it's all this money he gonna be putting out. Bitch, you listen, Donald Trump came in and the deficit was at 15%. This motherfucker took the debt up to 35%. That's just a fact. You ain't worried about that money. And just like Joe Biden said, the trickle down effect of giving big corporations money have not worked and will not work. It could, you know, the fucked up part about it could work, but you have greedy, rich motherfuckers that won't invest in the people. That's just a fact. So that's why the trickle down economics doesn't work. But it could work if they was decent human beings and wasn't greedy, selfish motherfuckers. And didn't only care about them fucking selves and their own fucked up elite family that ain't worrying about not living paycheck to paycheck. Ain't got worry about student debt. This bitch was all over the place. Like, she mad that somebody called Tim Scott a fucking sellout of COON, talking about that's racist. Bitch, you first of all, as a black person, you don't get to tell me what's racist or not. Your days of telling black people what is racist and what's not racist is over, bitch. You worry about your racist ass husband. How about that shit? That motherfucker, every time you see this motherfucker on Fox News, he look like he high off of perks or something. Or he looking like he got an alcohol problem. The fuck out of here. Meghan McCain should be ashamed of her fucking self. Every fucking day this bitch come on there whining and crying with that annoying ass voice. Like she really speaking truth about conservatives. Bitch, don't nobody listen, I don't give a fuck if you're a conservative or a fucking liberal or a socialist, whatever the fuck. This is about the people. And I'm sick of motherfuckers playing politics with people's lives and shit. That's all they fucking do. And then they want to sit here and act like they talking about something real. Ain't nothing real about if you playing with my fucking life or you playing with the fucking American people's lives to play politics to keep power. Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. If you ask the average fucking worker or the average person that ain't in no Congress and ain't ran for no government or none of that dumb shit or governor or mayor, nobody's worrying about none of that dumbass politics shit. The culture wars, nobody really worries about that shit. You know why the fuck in the country is worrying about culture wars is because of these rich elite motherfuckers sitting here talking about Dr. Seuss, cancel culture. Nobody gives a fuck about none of that shit. These are the same people talking about, oh, we don't believe we don't believe in cancel culture. But when fucking MLB said that they wanted having the All-Star game in Georgia, what did the conservatives do? They tried to do cancel culture. They tried to cancel the Major League Baseball. And then another fucking thing I wanted to get on my chest. Listen, man, this whole notion that you remember when that punk ass judge in the Derek Chauvin case, and he talking about what Auntie Maxine Waters said that that's not right, and Meghan McCain was saying that yeah, she shouldn't be doing that. Donald Trump was saying that a fucking Mexican woman couldn't be fair, couldn't be a fair judge because she was Mexican, because of how he talks grimy about the border. The fuck are you talking about? Trump always got involved in shit in the courts. He always spoke about shit. When shit don't go his way in the Supreme Court, he shit on the Supreme Court. Fuck out of here. When a motherfucker sit there and say, well, the Supreme Court gonna do the right thing, we're gonna take it to... When you do shit like that, you are somehow, some way having some type of influence. Now, it's up to the people, that's the jurors or the judge, to ignore that shit. But don't act like only Auntie Maxine Water. It was the mob. The mob. Listen, man, I don't give a fuck. Like I said, there was going to be consequences from this conviction anyway. It was going to be consequences from it either way, even if he would have got convicted or he didn't. So it didn't matter. Look at it. Look what I told y'all was going to happen. He got convicted. What the police doing? They out here covering up murders. They in North Carolina right now trying to cover up a murder. 2 murders at that. An undercover detective down there in North Carolina killed the motherfucking young boy at a fucking funeral. He had no weapon or nothing. Shot him in the back. And they down there covering that shit up in so-called the great state of North Carolina. I don't hear Tim Scott talking about none of that shit. That sellout ass piece of shit. Yes, he's a coon. Yes, he's a sellout. He ain't talking about, oh, the Democrats didn't want to do my police reform because your shit don't go far enough. You want to give them more money to kill black people. And like I said, this whole notion that you keep on putting money into these police officers of getting them, they need to be reformed and need to be trained. No, they don't. It needs to be consequences. Let me explain. It's like a fucking child, people. If you don't have consequences for your kid will continue to do the shit that is bad. They will continue to do. If you tell them no, that's wrong not to do, don't do it. And you just continue to just keep telling them, look, don't do that. And then they continue to keep on doing it. And there's no spanking their ass or nothing like that, or putting their ass in timeout or taking something away from them. Then they're gonna continue to do bad shit. And that's the police officers. They're a bunch of fucking children. And the fucking American the governments and the governments in each state and the federal government is pacifying these motherfucking children. Tell me racism doesn't exist in here. We got evidence that's saying that in departments around the country, white supremacists, racist people are in the departments. If that ain't racism, what the fuck are you talking about? And they are in power. They carry guns and shit. But this black coon sellout ass nigga is going on national TV and try to tell black people, or somehow, I guess, convince black people that we don't live in a racist country. Nigga, please. I was born at night, but not last night, you son of a bitch. The nerve of this cocksucking ass coon. Couldn't believe this nigga. And then Meghan McCain sitting there just like a white bitch sitting there. She's sitting there backing this motherfucker talking about, oh, he's the only black senator. And Meghan McCain, ask yourself, why is that? Why he is the only black Republican conservative senator? If your party is so diverse and all this other fuck shit and we don't live in a racist country, then why ain't more black Republican senators, conservative, in Congress? Why is that? Black women, where the black conservative women at? We see a bunch of motherfucking sellout minority people in there. I know we see a couple of them over there. But who's shocked of that? Not me. The nerve of this cocksucking ass bitch. She got an attitude like she's so offended by racism. Bitch, please. Talking about that's racism. You can't call racism out on one side, no call the other. Bitch, first of all, and I'm gonna say this again, because some stupid white people don't understand this. I know you're stuck on stupid and you're part of the stupid society in America. Black people can't be racist. And all I gotta do is say one thing and it shuts down all the fucking bullshit about black people being racist. We don't have power to be racist. Because if I was racist and I had the power, I would make sure none of you racist pieces of shit even be in this country. Or I'll lock your ass up. Just like you do black folks. I give you crazy time just for doing stupid shit. Like smoke weed. Smoke some weed around me. It's going to be a double standard. We can smoke weed, but you can't. If black people could be racist, if black people were racist, that's what we would do. You son of a bitch. I'm sick of some of these white folks out here talking about other people, black people racist. Bitch, you don't even know how it feels for black people to be racist. You ain't felt a black racist yet. You ain't never felt the black racist. You don't even know what a black racist look like. But you know what a sellout coon nigga look like. You have them all the time, buck dancing and cooning. Just sad. And I swear to you, this is what angered me. It ain't Meghan McCain, because all she there is to do, and a lot of those white conservative nut jobs, fucking Klan members, all they dare to is to say, way to go, nigger. Way to go out there and speak for us. But we can't get none of these sellout ass coon niggas to speak for black folks. They work against us. They tell us we delusional, we overreacting, we too woke. We don't really see what we see. Yeah, the George Floyd thing, yeah, that rarely happens. A couple of bad apples. Yeah, all right. How many more fucking videos you gonna see white people keep approaching black folks and asking them why they in the neighborhoods? Do they live around here? That's racism, motherfucker. That's discrimination. Discrimination leads to racism. It's all the fucking same to you ask me. Do we all judge people? Yeah. Do we sometimes prejudge people? Yes. But I mean, just explain something to you people. I have never, and I mean ever, walked up to any white person and asked them. Only other time I can say this is when I was out in the street selling drugs. And in our neighborhood, white people don't come in our neighborhood unless you the police or you insurance due, somebody selling something, or you may be delivering something. But usually you don't get white deliverers in black communities. Not back in those times. Okay? Or you knew somebody that lived in that neighborhood. And like I said, usually when white people come in our neighborhood, they whip black people. White people don't just walk around in black communities back in the day. I'm just telling y'all that. So I'm selling dope at it, or you came there for dope. But I have never walked up as a grown ass man has never walked up to a white person because they walking around in the neighborhood. Hey man, you live around here? I ain't never called the police on a white person just standing on the corner minding their own motherfucking business because to me they look suspicious. Never did it. So I want Meghan McCain and motherfucking all the motherfucking other white racist Hitlers out here to shut the fuck up. And don't tell me that racism doesn't exist in this country. Because the shit that I'm talking about, when black people are talking about, we don't do to y'all. And if we do got black Negroes like that, black people call them out. Black people will correct them and check them or put the paws on their punk asses. We ain't scared to stand up to our people and tell them you ain't shit. But we know some white people is they too scared to stand up to their own white supremacists, family members and friends and folks. You and then some of you just enable their racism. But we don't live in a racist country. Man, get the fuck out of here. Meghan McCain, and I keep saying this, man. And it ain't about cancel culture. It's about dangerous rhetoric. This woman is not good for the American people. Listen, the whole Republican Party ain't shit. I got my issues with the Democrats, nigga. They ain't that much of ain't shit, but at least they something. The Republican Party is a waste of fucking party. They are a waste of space. They don't have no conservative values. These ain't no real religious folks. They're pretenders. They are not conservative. They are pretenders. They don't give a fuck about how much shit costs. They are pretenders. You didn't hear nobody for 4 years ever talk about running up the debt on the conservative side. They was okay with Donald Trump doing all the fuck shit that he was doing. Now all of a sudden the Democrat get in there. They weren't about the deficit. And I told y'all, anytime that the Republicans ever talk about the deficit If a Democrat is in charge and do shit, it's all a deflection. It's all to deflect you from what's good in the bill. Because it's a scare tactic to say this shit gonna cost your kids and all that other shit. Listen, our kids are fucking hurting now. Our kids are hurting now. What about the kids now? You talking about kids in the future. You don't even believe in science. So how the fuck you believe in the future? Why do you even care about the future if you don't believe in the science? Science is a part of the future. Because shit has to evolve. You don't want to even evolve as a country. So why do you give a fuck about the children's children? Or your kids' children's children? These people don't give a fuck. They are pretenders, and I mean that shit. Stop pretending. They keep pretending they're like they give a fuck about shit. They don't. They only give a fuck about their ideology. That fucked up, stupid white supremacist ideology. I told you, these are the same people who will sit here and tell you how bad Minister Farrakhan is, and I told you, you can name one or two things that they can name one or two things that Minister Farrakhan said that can seem homophobic or somehow anti-Semitic. But these are the same fucking people that sit here every day and glorify Lincoln and what's this motherfucker name they always glorifying? Ronald Reagan. That man was a blatant racist. He called people. If you think I'm lying, anytime these conservatives keep bringing up Ronald Reagan and shit, throw in their fucking face that he's on tape laughing and grinning with what is his name? Um uh uh um fuck is his name? The first impeached president, that son of a bitch. Well, I don't think he was the first, but what was his name? He was the president. God damn it. I can't think of his name right now, but he was on the phone laughing and grinning while this motherfucker calling black people niggas and monkeys and all types of shit. Him and Ronald Reagan and this, I forgot the name of this fucking president. And he was a horrible president that day. He was a horrible person. He was a fucking racist too. But they glorify Ronald Reagan like he's some fucking conservative hero of what? White supremacy? I had this conversation with my wife. We were talking about this. And conservatives kill me because they complain about shit that doesn't exist. Talking about they trying to steal your religious rights away. Churches are still standing. You don't see black people running up in churches, bombing churches, white churches, conservative churches, evangelical churches. We don't see that, but we see some of you white motherfuckers, kids and shit running up in churches and killing people, black churches. We see that shit. We know that y'all have a history of burning down churches and killing people. That's y'all history. See, this is what I said. It's a lot of reflection of themselves when they try to point out Black Lives Matter and people looting and rioting and burning down shit. Nigga, they are known for burning down black people homes, communities. They are known for this shit. All the violent shit that they keep trying to deflect on Black Lives Matter, they did it more than and do it more than anybody. No, it's not Andrew Johnson. It's not Andrew Johnson. OG. What up, King? It's not Andrew Johnson. It's Richard Nixon. That's who it is. Thanks, King. It's Richard Nixon. That's who this motherfucker was. They on tape laughing, calling people that's from black countries monkeys and shit. These monkeys and shit like that. They on tape. So fuck Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan is no hero of mine. They glorify racists, man. That party glorifies motherfuckers. And you can talk about Lincoln all you want. Lincoln owned slaves. I don't give a fuck. Oh, he had an epiphany. Okay, he did more bad than good. And he did, and he reneged on giving black people reparations. He was a part of that. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Reparations should have been handed out right away soon that war was over to black folks. But hey, they always shuck and jive and always lie and bamboozle black people into fighting they fucked up wars. Which part of us, we didn't have a choice back in those days because we were trying to fight for freedom. So we had to pick a fucking side. You gonna pick the side of a motherfucker trying to free you as a slave that used to be a slave owner that got an epiphany, or a bunch of fucking traitors to the country that is a bunch of racists that own slaves? Damn it. Drop my damn charger. I try to tell y'all, man, these people are fucking ridiculous. These are the same people. They always line about history. They always line about history. Motherfucker, they was, I don't know what state that was, but this motherfucking Republican conservative had a nerve to get in front of the board of the government to try to change pass a bill to change the curriculum of what the schools are teaching the kids, and got up there and tried to pretend that he actually came out his fucking mouth and said some shit like, take slavery as an example. We could talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of slavery. And the white lady had to check this motherfucker and tell him, hey man, that shit doesn't, it's no good. It's no good about slavery. What the fuck are you talking about? This is the mind state. And then she tried to clean it up and shit when she got on CNN talking about, if you watch the clip more, he kind of say I misspoke. He didn't misspeak. That's in his psyche. He believes that. He believes somehow it was good shit it was good things that happened for black people when they were slaves. We had some good things in slavery. That's basically what a lot of white people think. If you ask enough of these stupid motherfuckers that don't know nothing about history, or just per simple ignorant racists. These are the same people that still are running around with Confederate flags and believing in the Confederates and acting like the Confederate was trying to help slaves. These people like to rewrite history. And then the fucked up part about it, and I told you the real fucked up part about it, because you expect this from some white people. The fucked up part about it, you got some of these coon ass niggas out here talking that same fucking white supremacy talk, doing the dirty work for racists. And the shit is embarrassing. They embarrass the fucking black community. I'm serious. They ought to listen. And listen, man. People be thinking I be tripping on this shit. They are a danger to us, man. This is why I don't take it lightly on the motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck about motherfuckers saying calling black people coons is a race. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They are what they are. I wouldn't call no black person. I wouldn't call Colin Kaepernick a motherfucking racial slur or some type of coon or buck dancing nigga. I wouldn't call him a house nigga, because he doesn't act like that. He's about the people. And I'm very, very sick and tired of is that it's okay for white folks, a lot of white folks, to sit there and talk about all the bad shit that black people do in the black community. Don't big us up for a lot of even our black leaders like Minister Farrakhan and shit like that. You know what I mean? They find any and everything bad that he has done. But he do a lot good. But to their standards, he's horrible. But they like to throw their racist, horrible ass slave owners in our face and try to pretend like these people were some type of heroes or something. They wasn't shit. If you can call out our bad black folks and call out the bad shit that they did, why we can't do it with you white motherfuckers? And I'm gonna tell you why they so upset, because it's like they like the nerve of these niggas. Who they think they are? We are above them. We're better than them. It's in our history books that we treated them that way. So to see black people stand up for themselves and check these motherfuckers the way we supposed to, and be on their helmet, be on their top, they don't like that shit. And at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. Cause I ain't my ancestors. Not in that way. I'm not no coward. I'm not coward. I'm not gonna call them cowards, but I'm not gonna cower to these fucking these white supremacists and think that it's okay to treat me like that. I gotta kiss your ass to fit in. Fuck you. I want to be a part of your fucked up society anyway. Your society sucks. I don't want to be a patriot to this country. I fucking hate America. And that's real talk. And y'all know I don't usually say I hate, but I hate America, dude. America sucks. Ain't nothing good about America. America is nothing but a bunch of fucking hypocrites. The whole system is fucked up. And it's a prime example of how the system is fucked up when you got white people using black folks as token Negroes to go out there and speak white supremacy. And got a black person going out there and lying, trying to lie to other black people or ignorant, stupid black people that don't know no better, and lie to them and tell them we don't live in a racist country. There's no such thing as systemic racism. That's how you know this country ain't shit. This is the same country that allow a motherfucker like Bill O'Reilly to get on national TV and tell black people, "Oh, you got paid for being a slave. They got fed." What? Like we dogs. Do you pay your white people with food, motherfucker? For labor work? No, you don't. You pay them in their motherfucking money, the paper that they get. I mean the paper that they deserve. You don't pay them with no food. Bitch, we was homeless. Like, nigga, we was slaves. Got white people rewriting history, telling Native Americans they didn't have no culture here. Who says that? But racist people. These are the same people that will tell you that the Confederate in the South means something different than what it actually really means. I don't give a fuck what white people in the South think about the Confederate, what they supposed to be a part of their heritage. It's some racist ass heritage. It's racist. And I don't give a fuck how you try to reshape the Confederates. Them fucking traitors. They was a traitor to the country, the same country that you pretend that you love. I've never seen a bunch of fucking sellout black people. Listen, people, I have never seen a bunch of black people be cowards. So many black people be cowards the way they cower to these white supremacists. These white supremacists in this country. This shit is sad as and it's very, very embarrassing, man. I've never been so embarrassed by these people, man. By some of my own people. Bad enough we dealing with our brothers and sisters not sticking together. We in our community shooting and killing each other, and parts of our community shooting and killing each other, and ain't got no love and affection for one another, fighting together instead of fighting amongst each other. Bad enough we dealing with that shit, but then we got these dangerous sellout coons putting our lives in danger, making it okay for white supremacists and racist people to treat us any kind of way, and we just accept it. Just comply. I don't comply to fucking you talking down to me, motherfucker. If I won't allow my own people to talk down to me, why would I allow a white supremacist or a white man or any other race talk down to me? And I don't give a fuck if you're a police officer or motherfucker detective, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if you're in the National Guard, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if you the president. You don't get to talk down to me, motherfucker. You bleed just like I bleed, motherfucker. And the fucked up part about it, them motherfuckers so focused on the fucking color of my skin, but if he bleed, that motherfucker bleed the same color I bleed, red. What up, Donna? What's going on, babe? That shit's sad. We live in a fucked up country where these people are sitting here trying to brainwash us to thinking that racism don't exist. Bitch, yo, what the fuck you think we live back in the motherfucking 1800s or something, motherfucker? Like we don't know no motherfucking better or something? Like we fresh off the boat slaves or something, motherfucker? We don't know no better? The fuck is wrong with these people? And you know the crazy part about it, they wrote some of the history. They put some of this history in the school systems. And then now they trying to rewrite what they fucking partly told the truth on. Talking about they shouldn't teach the kids, white kids, about racism. So you just want you just want to make the kids stupid. Because the more information they get, the better people they can be. The truth too, not lies and conspiracy theories. A bunch of what the fucking conservative party is. Conspiracy theories. These motherfuckers, and you know that's how they party is. Because like I said, look at Meghan McCain. She don't know half of the people on Twitter. She don't know who these people are. She's sitting there just going mad. Like you mad at Twitter, bitch. You don't even know these people. Listen, this is the real reason why I don't be on social media, people. I do my motherfucking show here and there. I be on Facebook to put some shit out, watch some photos of family members, and some of y'all friends with y'all family and shit get thumbs up here and there. I don't do it a lot, but when I do it, I do it. That's the only time you see me on some type of social media settings like that. I don't need to be on Twitter, Instagram, none of that motherfucking shit. I don't want no DMs, none of that shit. Nigga, I rarely text because I don't want nobody to I don't want a bunch of fucking social media a lot of people on social media, a bunch of nut jobs and delusional and deranged ass people on social media cloud my judgment about what reality or what the fuck I'm looking at and what I'm seeing and what I'm listening to and hearing. I want my mind to be fully open and fully clear. So I know exactly what the fuck I'm looking at and saying. And hearing. She's on Twitter, mad at people on Twitter because of Tim Scott calling him a coon. Fuck him. You care about him. I don't give a fuck. Basically saying I got your back, Tim K. You can have that coon. We don't want that nigga. We just want this nigga to stop talking down to black people and stop bringing up black issues like you care. Like I told you, people, they can't believe in the shit that they say. That bag and that pop to be in the powerful positions that they sold their souls to get at, that's what matters to them. They don't give a fuck how they keep it. They will sell their own fucking people out. His grandfather is probably rolling over in his grave to see how much a fucking sellout his grandson became. And the most dangerous thing about a guy like Tim Scott, because he's soft spoken and he's likable. It's not like personally I don't like the dude. Like he's probably somebody to sit down have a good conversation with. Good brother probably. But this nigga sold his soul to the devil. And they use this nigga. He's a very dangerous coon because he's likable. And it's sad. And if I ain't mistaken, I don't know for sure because I could be wrong, but I believe he do have a black wife. I could be mistaken. He could have a white wife. Y'all let me know. Cause I don't, I mean, I try not to fuck with these politicians' families too much. But if I'm this family, I'm ashamed of this nigga. But crazy fucking part about it, they probably just like him. Talking about we live in like, and I hear this white dude, this so-called Democrat strategist, this motherfucker look like a racist pretending to be he woke to, he's okay, with black people and minorities and shit, sitting there talking about woke culture and shit. That's a big issue. Listen to me, man. Like I said, I have my issues with the Democrat Party. I don't like a lot of that shenanigan bullshit that they do to, appease the black people and shit like that, and minorities and gay people in the alphabet people in this country. I don't like a lot of that shit that they do. All that distraction and shit. They acting like they down. They know what's going on with the culture and shit. I don't like none of that shit. Just be a fucking politician. Listen, that shit bothers the shit out of me. But listen to me, people. I would never call them too woke. Like, no, I'm glad they woke on some shit. And listen, and everybody ain't going to get exactly everything. So some people, like, I believe sometimes the Democrats try so hard to be um knowing, trying to figure out what the people are talking about. They got a real problem with that, right? But the problem is that when you got these old ass white Republicans in there, I mean, these old white Democrats that is gatekeepers. They don't let the young Democrats do their job as to connect with the young folks. And like I said, just a lot of times when people get older, man, they get stuck in their ways, and as much as people get older, you would think that they will evolve to society. They don't, because a part of them can't understand that shit no more because they have been living a life, and as an adult more than half of their life. So being young, sometimes older folks forget what young feels like. And don't ever get this shit to us. Sometimes, look, I don't mind getting older, but sometimes you wish you was young, and you envy that shit. You envy the young folks. You envy them. You be like, man, damn, I remember when I was like 20 something. I wish I was about their age again. Because some shit at their age they can get away with that you can't as a grown ass person, as an elder, as an OG or triple OG. They can get away with young shit like that. A lot of shit that you can't get away with because they're younger. And young folks has got kindred spirits, man. They wild. They going risk. They gonna take chances and shit. We more of, when you get older and shit, you more calculated. You move different. You don't be as, you try not to be so much in the moment a lot of the time. Sometimes you try to plan shit. But that's just because you got older and got mature, and just doing shit willy-nilly half of the fucking time, just because taking chances like that can fuck some shit up. You have more of a effect, if you do something real rational at a time, the way the dominoes effect of you doing something fucked up or taking risks and it doesn't work out affects a lot of people around you. That's what comes with getting older and mature. But this whole notion that older people sometimes don't understand the need to step aside and stay in ear range, to where you can still, if you want to have a connection with the young folks, that way you want them to thrive and do better, and take shit to a whole nother level, in a way that you couldn't, because you can't communicate in the way that they maybe can communicate with people their age or younger than them. You can't do that. So what you do is you still give them wisdom from the sides. You supposed to be their mentors. No, we want to be the mentors, the leaders, and all that other shit, man. A lot of older folks don't know how to play their part, man. Everybody, just because you did it for a little minute, you was a leader and you was all those things at one period of time. That was because you was younger and you knew what was going on, and the world was different. Now shit has changed. You got to move to the side and let the young folks grow and do what the fuck they need to do, and still give them advice. You want to have, it's like your kid. You get your kid, oh, they're gonna make mistakes and shit in life, man, and you ain't gonna be there to clean up everything, but you supposed to be there to be their safety net when they really fuck up, and still give them knowledge to tell them like, hey, you can't keep making these same mistakes, because financially or emotionally or physically, I may not be there to catch it. But this time I did. So make sure you make better decisions than this decision. That's what we supposed to be there for. That's how that's a mentor, that's a parent. That's a leader in its own way, but you don't stand in the way of young folks progressing. Cuz in progressing, you have to make mistakes. You have to figure out what to do and what not to do. Even if you've been taught it, you still may have to go through it. That's how life works. And we just live in a fucking time where people, older folks, don't know how to fuck to stand to the side and shut the fuck up, man. And let the young folks just progress and grow. We may not like everything they do, but hey, they the future. You not. Your ass get ready to die, and oh, I'm just saying. No one wishing death on people, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean, people. That shit is just, it's out of hand, man. We got these politicians out here and people like Meghan McCain, these people that is very ignorant to reality, sitting out here acting like they telling us something that makes sense. None of this shit makes any sense. None of it. None of it. We in a pandemic, and none of this shit makes any sense. I have never listen. The country we are so confused right now in the country because of how that stupid motherfucker Donald Trump handled this pandemic. We would have been in a lot better place if this motherfucker would have did his job the correct way. Instead, he tried to do this shit off of some selfish shit. They bitching and complaining about people still wearing masks. We can't go nowhere. We can't do nothing. You bitches don't want to wear masks. You don't want to listen to the CDC. You don't believe in science. You don't want to listen to the doctors. You don't want to do nothing to try to get back to some type of normalcy. You just want to run out here with your head cut off and just say, fuck it. If I die, I die. What type of shit is that? That's reckless shit. Then you sit down, you tell these stupid ass Trump supporters that you care about them, and the Democrats this and the government trying to take this and trying to take that away from you. About the whole time they are getting bamboozled. These motherfuckers, Trump supporters, they are stealing your money. They are stealing your money. They are not doing what they're supposed to do for you and anyone else. They are taking care of their motherfucking bosses, which is the corporations. They are not passing bills. They didn't pass that tax cut for you. They did not pass that for you. They passed it for the elite. And you are not a part of the elite. You are giving money to the elite in a stupid way. You investing in them to do for them. Instead of these motherfuckers working on bills and shit that need to help the people, they're worrying about the next election next year, the midterm elections, which you can do two things at once. But if you ain't going to do one, you're just going to do one and not the other. Well, what the fuck are you even there for? And I'm telling everybody this that live in West Virginia, you motherfuckers better get rid of Joe Manchin, because I think his shit is up in I think he you know, his shit coming up. He got a primary coming up in the midterm elections. Somebody need to run against him and get him the fuck up out of there. He is no Democrat. This dude is a Republican pretending that he's a with a D behind his name. I mean, in front of his name. He is not a Democrat. This dude is he's a fucking racist, and it just is what it is. Joe Manchin is a racist, dude. And listen to all the brothers and sisters down there in North Carolina, the family, the mothers and fathers and shit. Listen, man, as a parent to a parent, as put being black to the side. As a parent, if the fucking government down there in North Carolina and the police department is hiding and trying to cover up the murder of your kid, it's about time for you to be trying to plot a scheme to find out who these cops are and find out about them. So if they don't do nothing, you take the law into your own hand. Ain't that what them white militias want? They say all the time. Shit, if the motherfuckers at the Capitol who can get away with what they doing, you can listen. You can get away with murder. If they listen, y'all listen. It couldn't be me, man. You kill my kid, nigga. I'm taking. Listen, I might not even kill your kid. If I can get you, I'm gonna get you. Kill my kid and see what happens. And law enforcement sitting around there lollygagging, talking about process and shit. You ain't moving fast enough and covering up shit. I think the judge just denied the video to be out because they covering it up. The judge, all of them bitches, they are all covering it up. There's no way, there's no reason why that they can't put this video out. It's no reason why. It is no excuse. Don't tell me the safety of the police officer. You can blur the face out of the cop if you want to. Shut the door, boo. All right, shut the door. Go get out. Daddy live streaming. Get out. Shut the door. All right, go get ice cream or something. We'll tell you, boy. If she feel that you ain't in her presence sometime, my daughter will find you around the house, scream your name and shit. I could be all the way downstairs some motherfucking where she ain't seen me in like 5 or 10 minutes. She'll come running, screaming, Daddy, what you doing? Mind my business. I don't go in your room and ask you what you doing. Shit. But you gotta love it though. But people say you're supposed to enjoy these times that your kids like you and shit. But what up, Shay? What? Ask mommy. But yeah, man. They should be down there plotting, getting their ducks in order, trying to kidnap these motherfucking cops and do what they did to the motherfucker, do what they did to their son. You just don't kill my motherfucking kid and just get away with that and tell me we gotta wait on the system. The system ain't even moved. They covering this shit. It's nothing. Listen, there's no way, there's no reason, there's no way impossible and no reason why they cannot put out this camera. I mean this video about what happened. And the judge, and I'm gonna say this once again, the judge is in on it as well. They in with it, they in on it with the district attorneys there, the AG, all them motherfuckers. And like I said, it gotta get to the point these motherfuckers continue to keep doing this shit. It's time for the federal government to come in. I'm telling you, Biden gonna have to, DOJ gonna have to come down in there, take over the case if they gonna bullshit. See, and this is why we need laws and bills to be passed because this type of shit, this is why I'm telling you why the black community do not trust the police. Fuck fearing them. We don't trust these motherfuckers. We can't have a relationship with the police if we don't trust these motherfuckers. We don't even trust them just to do their job the correct way. And to be fair about it, they hiding the video because listen. I keep telling y'all, you see how fast and quick the video cam came out about that little girl in Ohio when that cop killed her for getting ready to stab that other little girl. You see how fast that shit came out? It didn't even take a day, nigga, because they felt right away the cop had no choice in their mind, which a lot of people would see. It was a complicated situation in a way. Not saying it was right, but I'm just saying it was complicated in a way. But they came real quick out with that motherfucker video because they knew the cop had most likely did everything the right way. They are watching. They will not release this video because the justice system, from the judge down to the police officers that's in cahoots with all this shit, they all watched the video, and I guarantee you that video shows like the total opposite of what they saying, what that cop is saying, or what them cops are saying, or what they putting out here right now. They really ain't saying shit. And then my thing is, you show the family 20 seconds of the video. Like, all right, you don't want to show the public. At least show the family all the tape, not just 20 seconds of it. Show from the beginning to the end. Hold up, you know what? They might have showed the tape to the family, the whole thing. I don't know. They may not. I gotta look that back up again. But there's no way they holding on to that shit unless them cops is guilty. They fucked up again. They fucked up. And like I told you, see, to people like Tim Scott, keep talking about woke culture and all that shit. If these people wasn't so hyper woke, you like to say, if a lot of people wasn't this way, they would have been still they'd have covered that shit up and moved on to the next killing. Because nobody would care. See, the problem is, it's not that people too woke. It's that now people actually give a fucking care. What the fuck are y'all doing? How is it that you motherfuckers keep getting away with killing and murdering people? And it's no consequences. But if I go and kill a motherfucker, it's consequences right away. I'm indicted right away from the motherfucking district attorney. The judge gonna make sure I don't get a bail. But these police officers get these low bails. They get bails and shit for murder. First of all, you are a danger to society when you just murdered somebody. Unless it was an honest mistake, it was like an accidental murder or some shit like that, a car accident, whatever it may be, right? That's something different. But you talking about murdering people with guns and shit. These motherfucking police officers should not be getting out on bail. I don't give a fuck if they was good Samaritans in the community. Well, they turned rogue, nigga. And like I said, if you look, listen, this is why the Candace Owens bullshit about George Floyd makes no sense to me. Because if we can bring up all about George Floyd past, why we can't do this with none of these cops? And then when you do the backgrounds on all these cops, they got a whole lot of shit, a lot of what you call it? A lot of you know, a lot of issues in their past of consistence of leading up to something like murder. They've been doing a lot of shit that should have threw up red flags. That's what it is. They got a lot of red flags in their past of their record of being a police officer. It be in their passes. You rarely get a police officer that don't have nothing and they pass on their record as being a police officer. That's rare. But down there, every police officer that you hear that kill unarmed black people usually got a fucked up record. It's red flags there. That's telling you that they, like, a lot of times you can see that they're elevating to murder. These people, they just get away with shit all the time. We deal with this shit every month. I told you, every weekend you're gonna hear about another motherfucking murder, because I told y'all it was gonna be it was gonna be a side effect of this motherfucking verdict. The police officers out here feeling like victims and they not. And so the white supremacists that's in these police departments are really going to show their true colors coming out every week. You're going to listen, people, you're going to hear about another unarmed black person getting killed by the police by this weekend or this weekend. I guarantee you. I can't make this shit up. I'm telling y'all. I told you one of my gifts, dude, is I can predict a lot of shit that's going to happen. I watch behaviors. I watch people's behaviors. I watch a system's behavior. And the system allowed these people to continue to get away with this shit and try to cover it up. They're going to continue to go out here and kill people. And like I said, on one hand, the police feel like they back is against the wall after that Derek Chauvin shit. And I said, you're going to get these ignorant ass police officers that's going to going to push the limit of seeing what they could get away with. You're going to have a couple of them. They're going to be real reckless just to see if they can get away with it. And I'm telling you, a lot of the times these cops go and they do a lot of the fuck shit that they do is because a lot of their friends and family members are in law enforcement. They all connected in a way. And so they already got in their mind that they've been trained to do what they do, just blatantly killing unarmed black people, right? But then they got their own unions and shit backing them. And then that makes them even extra, confident in just pushing the limit of abusing the citizens and killing unarmed black people and shit like that. But then, they look at they know the judges, they know the DAs and shit like that. They friends of family or friend of a family. I'm telling you. And that's why you're going to see a lot of these killings. That's why I be telling black people, stay the fuck in the house, stay home. Unless only time you go out is when you got to go to work, go to the grocery store. A lot of this shit you can just order offline anyway. Fuck out of here, man. I'm not going nowhere, nigga. I am still on lockdown to 2022, nigga. I ain't leaving. I'm not going no motherfucking way. Get the fuck out of here. You cannot trust the reality of what's going on right now amongst these crazy motherfuckers. And I want to be very, very close to my guns. The farther I'm from my guns, the farther I feel unsafe. That's how I feel. We keep dealing with it. I don't, man. Listen, man. I don't want to be in no motherfucking situation with no police officers, none of that shit. Because simple fact, it most likely ain't gonna go right. But I'm ready to see the crazy part about I'm very polite anyway, in a way. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say polite, but I'm very respectful. So I don't have interactions with people like that because I mind my own fucking business like I supposed to, like how I was raised. Mind my own motherfucking business. But if I see some injustice shit going on, I'm damn sure getting involved. But I usually mind my business. I don't go around fucking with people, man, minding other people's business and shit. You don't want to wear no mask, don't wear one. I don't give a fuck. I'm wearing my shit, and I'm trying to hurry the fuck up out, and I will move distance away from your motherfucking ass, or I will leave and go to another motherfucking store, nigga. If people, listen, this ain't the time to be arguing with stupid people. I'm so past arguing with stupid people. Motherfuckers want to die, let them die. They think the virus is a hoax. Okay, go ahead. They want to go back out to Disney World. Go ahead, back out that Disney World, nigga. I'm not take your motherfucking kid there. I ain't going. Shit, I'm getting ready to try to buy my daughter another thing for the backyard, nigga, so she have her own playground and shit. I'll probably when it get a little bit more warmer outside, I'll probably blow her bouncy up, nigga. Let her go ahead and handle her business. Bring the fun to her, nigga. Bring her little cousins and shit. They come over here in the yard and shit and chill. I'll be on the grill. Fuck out of here, man. I'm not going nowhere, man. I'm not taking my kid nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. You stay the fuck away from me. I ain't got time for that shit. I ain't got time for stupid people, man. Motherfuckers running around here, man. I had a family member die from COVID-19, man. So listen. We not playing. I'm not playing this shit. I've been telling people stop playing around with this shit so much. There's only a few times you're gonna get lucky out here fucking around out here with these stupid people. Man, people they mad at masses and shit. Like you should want to have a mask on anyway, man. Motherfucker, just even catching the motherfucking flu. If you can die from the fucking flu, what's wrong with putting on the mask? People germs and shit, people touching motherfucking. If you ever notice, I think a lot of people really, because I'm a germaphobe, but a lot of people probably didn't even think about this shit. How many times you done touched the motherfucking store doorknob to open up a door, and so many people probably coughed in their hands and sneezed and shit and had a cold walking to the store and all that shit and touched the goddamn rail to open up the door or a cart or something. And before this shit happened, before this virus happened and shit, they wasn't wiping down them carts and shit like that, the handles and shit. They wasn't wiping none of that shit down. You feel me? They would just grab the motherfucking carts and put them bitches together. Now they wipe down that shit now. That's good. They should continue doing that. You shouldn't just stop that. That's you know what? That's more jobs for other people you can hire to do shit like that. You just have people just consistently just wipe down shit. That's another jobs of having people to give them jobs. That's all we keep trying to tell y'all, man. It ain't hard to create no motherfucking jobs, man. They just play that role of not creating jobs because it's the millionaires and the billionaires, these companies and shit that's trying to make more money than they actually give jobs. That's all that is. They trying to. I mean, you do want to make a profit, but goddamn. How much more profit you make? Nigga, if I made $1 billion, you think about some of these corporations. Some of these corporations make $1 billion. After taxes, all that fucking shit, they make $1 billion. And I'm talking about just their money to save. And these bitches out here crying about tax cuts. I mean, their taxes, they out here crying about they gonna get an increased, they gotta pay more in taxes. They making $1 billion. Some of these companies, man, some of these rich people, man, making millions of dollars, man, even after taxes, and these bitches still crying. Fuck out of here, man. They don't give a fuck about people, man. That's why I said people don't be realizing how fucked up America is, and people be sitting around here and we the greatest country in the world. We ain't shit. We ain't shit. And it look like we ain't never been shit. We ain't shit. And it look like we ain't gonna never be shit. Just facts here, people. The way how this country look. Now these motherfucking cracker ass crackers out here running around here, these little Nazis and shit running around here running amok, approaching people, killing people and shit. Think about it, people. Have you ever seen? See, this is not we keep trying to tell black folks. Like, always be skeptical about when you hear in the news that a black kid or somebody black hung themselves in a park or a tree. That shit don't even sound right. That ain't even black people thing. Talking about it was suicide. Come on, man. Just think about that shit, man. You know, people usually don't even kill themselves like that no more. Like people don't be hanging themselves and shit like that. That's that now. Even for white folks, like white folks hanging themselves. That's very rare that we hang each other. That we people hang themselves. That's not like people don't do that shit no more. Usually now people die of overdoses of shit. They, we a lot of people die that way. It's more painless that way. You get what I'm saying? People don't be doing that shit. That shit should always be. You always should be skeptical about you hearing a black person hanging themselves in parks and shit like that outside so people can see them. Come on, man. That ain't even people. That ain't even black people shit. We commit suicide, nigga. We being by ourselves so nobody can stop us from doing it. That's some shit white people do. White people they want to be front and center of letting you know what they did to themselves and shit, making them making a spectacle of that shit. That shit does what white people do, man. Lynching and shit. Like who hangs themselves, man, anymore? Nobody does that shit no more. And I'm not condoning that shit, people. I'm just saying, like, some of this shit it's always, you always be skeptical about when you see these stories and shit about that, man. That shit was bothering me and irritated me too. I was like, do you really think black people is that that vague like that? Like, we ain't like that. Making a spectacle of committing suicide. We don't do shit like that. Now we brash and arrogant in other different ways, but suicide, nah. That ain't how we do suicide. People don't be hanging them. Black people don't hang themselves, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They had I'm gonna leave this with this, and I'm gonna get out of here, people. I need to lay down and shit. I just took my allergy medicine. My allergies was acting up like a bitch when I was out there putting up them lights and shit. And I still ain't put up the other. I thought it was three. It's four I gotta do. And I shit. I was outside in that fucking grass, shit, but around that grass. I'm allergic to grass. And I forgot to take my allergy medicine, so the shit been fucking me up. And when I don't take that shit before I go outside, fucking around and around all that grass, that shit have had me fucked up for a day. So I've been laying down and shit, man, trying to get myself together, fucking around with my allergies and shit, man. Um, but yeah, I was watching. I seen this story and shit that a black parents and shit, they keep their sons or whatever was like something was online and the white students was selling, auctioning off black people, black the black students of the school, and you know, and then they said they had brung like a lot of racist shit was happening. They try to bring like a diversity. The parents came up with a diversity plan, the black parents and shit, and you had some white people with them, but and they brung it to the school board, and then the school board shut it down. Right there would have let you know it's time for you to get the fuck up out of there. You don't want to live in a community like that. And I know people listen. It is not even necessary you got to lead the community, but it is damn sure. Well, it's damn sure known that it's about time for you to take shit like that happen in your school district and shit like that, and happen in the schools around you or whatever school that your kids go to. If that shit is happening in your neighborhood where you paying taxes at, there's no reason for you to have your kid in that school. It's time for you to pay or find a program to where you can get homeschool your kid, get kids to tutor your kids. And I know because they always make this excuse, or what about the kids, the interaction with other kids and shit like that, and the proms and all that good shit. Listen to me, my people. Um believe it or not, you it's more harm done to your kids when they keep experiencing that racist abuse. It fucks up their self-esteem, and it puts them on edge a lot. And you don't you psychologically fuck your kid up more, putting them in that position, putting them amongst those type of people, and that type of system of white supremacy. You get what I'm saying? So, when I heard about the story and they was doing that shit, I was like, these parents, I understand they angry and shit, but you take your fucking kids out of that school. Take your kids out of that whole community, that whole system in that area. Like, you don't let your kid go back there and experience that bullshit no more. And this is what I be telling black folks. A lot of black people want to move to these so-called good neighborhoods and shit like that amongst some of these Nazis. Listen, you probably better off uh staying amongst your own people. That's why I always tell black people what you need to do. This is what black people really need to do. They need to start doing. They need to start getting into like when some of these new developers start building like communities and shit. Black people really need to start egging on each other to go and build their communities like that. Have more of your people in that community, so you can have more people on the boards of some of these schools. Is it raining? Oh, it is raining. No, I heard rain. They said it wasn't even gonna rain today. What the fuck going on? Anyway, because I was thinking about going out there fucking with them lights, but not now. I ain't fucking with that shit. I'm definitely ain't fucking with it now. It's raining. That grass is really gonna fuck me up. But anyway, um, yeah, but we need to start doing shit like that. We need to start bringing out getting our family members and shit to move to some of these neighborhoods and building our own communities in that way and nicer neighborhoods, man. Like if you're gonna move out to these communities and shit, start bringing more people, get more black people in the community. You gotta like get on some of these with the homeowner boards and shit. You need to get involved in that shit. You need to be very involved in that shit. You don't just move in neighborhoods and shit amongst some of these Nazis and expect that everything's gonna be all right. No, you listen. You are surrounded in the ocean with sharks. You are in danger. You are putting you running. You think you're running from danger, but you actually ran from some danger maybe amongst your people. But then you run into some, you know, more danger when you run into these communities. And I'm gonna just be very honest to you. I talk to plenty of people that live in some of these nice neighborhoods and shit with a lot of white folks, and they tell me it'd be good for about a year. It'd be good for about a year. Then after that year, you start to see the motherfuckers giving you looks and shit like that, and you know, it's like it's that you get that 1 year grace period. You know what I'm saying? It all depends. Like I said, it all depends what states you are in a lot of the time, what counties are you in some of your states and shit. You know what I'm saying? That you go through a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't rare. It's something that it happens a lot that black people move into these communities and shit, and they think that they safe. But next thing you know, after that year grace period, nigga, they in danger because, like I said, a lot of the times these people that live some of these white people that live in some of these neighborhoods, what they doing is trying to usually that year grace period. They don't fuck with you like that. Usually that's them spying and plotting how to see what you're about at the same time. But if they real extreme and shit, they just probably plotting to try to figure out how to get you to fuck back out that neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? So you get, like I said, people gotta like. I don't understand a lot of how people want to move to some good neighborhoods with some of these white folks and shit, but you gotta watch that shit. And I notice when you see a lot of these incidents with the young black kids and young and black people that happens in these neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit um happens because a lot of black people, how can I put this? A lot of black people, kind of, you know, take down their guard because they feel like they feel safe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I always tell people the nicer the neighborhood is, the quieter the neighborhood is for me, the more paranoid I get. Believe it or not, you know what I mean? I like a little loudness. I like hearing people outside and shit. I like to see kids ripping and running. I like to see shit like that or hear it because it makes me a little bit more comfortable. But shit, when shit is just too quiet for me, I'm a little more like at night and shit. I'm because it's very quiet where I'm at night, other than the train and shit. But it's very quiet, or the planes and shit from BWI flying through and shit. You know what I'm saying? And here and there, you'll get some gunshots and shit. But that's whatever. But that's not even in the neighborhood that I'm in. It's like far away, but you hear that shit. Um, like that's normal shit for people who got loud cars and shit riding. That's normal shit. Hearing the police hearing that's normal shit. But when shit is just total silence, like now, like right now, like you don't hear shit outside at my house, like around in my neighborhood. You hear nothing. It's nothing. Like you know what I'm saying? And a part of it is even when the kids was out of school and shit. Like when the kids out of school and shit, I mean, you see the kids in there running around, but it's mainly quiet in my neighborhood. It ain't you don't hear the kids act wild and shit like that, you know. But when the shit get quiet, man. I get paranoid, nigga. That's why I got cameras all around my house, man. I get to looking through my nigga. I have my phone and shit because I can watch my shit through my phone. I watch all. I'll be just out looking through the cameras and shit, watching TV, paying attention to the cameras, nigga. Because you gotta pay attention. For me, I pay attention to shit like that. Not because I think somebody out coming to get me, out to get me, and some shit like that. It's just, nigga, you don't know. People ain't got their right sense. People hurting out here too. You don't know what people going through. But I know what'll be going through them if they come rolling up in my shit. It's gonna be some hot ones. I know I know what be going through them. Fuck out of here. Anyway, people, I appreciate y'all rocking with me for this hour and a half. What's the date? It's the date. What day? Thursday. Hopefully, hopefully I do a live stream tomorrow. Depends how the fuck I feel, man. Cause this motherfucking allergy pills is fucking me up now. Now I'm getting drowsy. So that's no, it's time for me to take a motherfucking nap. And it's early too. It's only like 4:30. Um, so hopefully tomorrow I got a little shit to do. Hopefully I gotta put these lights up tomorrow. I know that. And I got shit in my lounge in my basement that I need to do. I got to paint and shit. I got a lot of shit. I got projects, man. I need to be doing, man. Um, but and I got to redo this bathroom too. So uh, I got a lot of shit that I do. But hopefully tomorrow I do a live stream, people, in the studio. Uh, Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys get people to subscribe to the channel. If it's people that was from Opinion But Facts, I think they shut that channel down, nigga. I think that's gone. But I will be creating another channel too. So I'm gonna get rid of Opinion But Facts, and I'm gonna create another channel. Try to get everybody from over there on that channel to come on over here. If you know some people, I'm gonna try to send out some to the subscribers. I'm gonna try to send out like some messages to a lot of the subscribers and shit and tell them where the new channel is. If you know some of the subscribers, make sure you guys from Opinion Buffets, make sure you guys let them know that the new channel over here, OBF, the real, is over here and we over here popping. You get what I'm saying? We be doing something. Oh, to everybody, LT, everybody that want me to do the commercial of having the fellas in the and sisters that be on the live chats with me, you know what I mean? When we go live and shit like that, we have our panel. Y'all want your own commercial? I'm waiting on you motherfuckers to send me pictures, man. Just send me the pictures, text it to me. Through y'all know my number. Just text it to me, get my number. It's on the screen right now. No, do I got the number? No, I don't got the number no more. But or email it to me. You can email me the pictures. Whoever want to get on there, and I will put you guys, and I will make the little intros that you know how I make my intros and shit, my little commercials and intros that I got. I make one for us, you know what I mean, for y'all, for the panel. So when I'm ready to do my panel, I'll be like, look, we back to commercial now. I'll rock y'all shit out. You know what I'm saying? To let everybody know who coming up in the room. I've been waiting on this shit for about a month, people. So make sure you guys send me uh a picture. You guys email it to me or text it to me. Text me a picture. You know what I'm saying? And I have it up there. I'll be working on it. I got some ideas and shit I've been working on behind the scenes anyway about that. So I'm just waiting on you guys to give me the pictures. A lot of times I need the pictures a lot of times sometimes to you know help me create a lot of these intros and commercials and shit. So um but yeah, people. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, people. That helps. Leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy Kenny, man. Peace and love to the world.